ASICS has extended the Blast lineup, giving us the new SonicBlast. This is that carbon-plated speed day shoe. But does the updated foam deliver what you need? Find out in today's full review. Welcome back to the channel. I am Cody with The Shoe with Cody, and today we got ourselves a good one. We are talking about the latest speed day shoe from ASICS, the SonicBlast. Yes, ASICS is extending the Blast lineup, and I have the SonicBlast, and I've been putting it through the ringer. I have about maybe 29, 30 miles into the shoe, and I have a lot to say about this shoe. In this video, I'm going to talk about the fit, the good, the bad, and the verdict. Should you buy the shoe? Yeah, this shoe right here. Now, before I dive into all this goodness, I do have a favor to ask you all. Hit the like button and smash the subscribe button. You know you want to. Costs you absolutely nothing, but it definitely helps the channel. Now let's sit back, relax, and let's talk about the SonicBlast by ASICS. To kick this video off, I'm going to talk about the fit, and honestly for me, this was true to size. I'm a men's 9.5 and almost all ASICS, like pretty much all ASICS, and it fit really nicely. My toe I definitely had enough space. I'm really happy to report that. I also found the width. While this is a speed day shoe, and a lot of times with like a speed day shoe, I find it to be a little too cramped up here. Happy to report my widest foot, this shoe accommodated, no issues at all. I didn't get any blistering here, didn't get any blistering here. I'm also happy to report the volume. This is definitely one of the more higher volume shoes that I've had in quite some time. So that's a good thing for me personally, because I do have like a widest foot, no issues at all. Reason why I bring that up is if this is a shallow toe box, you'll end up getting blisters on the top of your toes. And I promise you, you do not want to get blisters on the top of your toes. So again, for me personally, for this being a speed day shoe, and accommodating my widest foot, that makes me really happy, to be honest with you. Usually speed day shoes are going to be really typically tight, more like that race day upper, and sometimes that can be uncomfortable for me. But happy to report again, the length is true to size, my men's 9.5 worked, and the volume and the width, money. Now because I'm a positive guy, I'm going to start with the positives, and honestly right here, this foam is so nice. It just gets the job done. It is so nice. I really enjoyed this one. This is the Flight Turbo, or FF Turbo 2. ASICS naming convention is getting a little out of control, but I found it to be really comfortable. So for this shoe, I did some daily runs where it's kind of around that 8:30 pace. It felt really nice there. I also did some speed work where I was dropping the hammer, and for me, I was doing 4x800s and 4x400s. And for those, typically for the 4x800, I want to be around 305 to 315. So I was definitely dropping the hammer. And this felt really smooth. Now, I feel fit. I don't feel extremely fit, but I do feel fit. But this shoe, I'm telling you, I was cranking out that speed work, and it just felt really nice. And the foam just is, it's really nice. I'm really happy with this one, but I also like the ride. It is one of those shoes that just kind of helps you glide through it. The roll is really nice. So again, the combination of the foam materials, the geometry of it, I just really enjoyed the ride. Also, it does have a plate in it. One of the nice things about this shoe is it has a plate, but it's not extremely aggressive. Sometimes I get a shoe that's too aggressive and it will hurt my Achilles and hurt my calves. Happy to report, yes, it has a plate in it, but it's not a crazy aggressive. This is a shoe you can do daily miles in, speed work in, and long runs. I really enjoyed it for long runs. I think honestly for a shoe like this, going for, if you're on marathon training, going double digits, where you kind of want to pick the pace up, you can do that. If you're planning on going double digits, maybe easy, push the pace, easy, this shoe can accommodate it. It felt nice at a lot of different paces. Maybe not recovery miles by any means, because again, it is still a plated shoe, but for those other miles, it felt very versatile. Also, there's a lot of stack in here. Look at that. Sometimes for me personally, if it has too much stack, my ankles will go. Happy to report, I personally found this very stable. No issues with that at all. I do always get that question. Now, sometimes when it's higher stack, I feel good going north to south, but maybe not cutting corners. I felt fine cutting corners. I kind of wanted through my neighborhood with some tight turns. I did not take this on any track work, because I'm not really doing track workouts right now. So I will emphasize that. But for some of the tight turns I did in my neighborhood, no issues at all. The other thing is I really like the looks of this. I'm a sucker for a white shoe, but I like the purples and like that pinkish or reddish, I don't know what to call it, really nice. When I look down, it just makes me extremely happy. And the last thing I'm gonna give ASICS huge props. You finally have a speed day shoe, kind of that flex carbon plated speed day shoe that hang with the big boys, the Endorphin Speeds, the Mach X. I'm really happy. I think this is a shoe you can slide into your rotation and be really happy with. With the good, you do know there has to be some bad. And honestly, there's not a ton bad, all right? But the number one I'm gonna say is the tongue. So I didn't have any issues, but I wanna point out, it's not the longest tongue. So if you do need a runner's knot, and you like a runner's knot, I think you might have issues, not enough material being here. So just keep that in mind. I don't think there's gonna be enough materials there. You just gotta keep that in mind. I personally don't need a runner's knot, but I always like to play around with my shoes to see how they feel. If you need a runner's knot, there's just not enough materials here, and it will just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel comfortable. You're gonna feel the laces on top of your foot, and I'm not a big fan of that at all. The other ones are the naming convention of ASICS. I think you gotta figure this one out. I think the Blast lineup is actually confusing a lot of people. So I know this is about the SonicBlast, but the big question is, what's the difference between the SonicBlast and the Magic? Seems like to be the same shoe. I think personally this one is better, but I think it's kind of confusing everybody. So I have to point that out because I get that question all the time. Isn't this just the Magic? It's not, it's the Sonic. It feels a whole lot better, but I think the marketing for this shoe specifically just wasn't that great. I think you need to do a better job, ASICS, because I think this shoe is really good, but I think people are confused. Well, what's the difference between this and the Magic? Because y'all are still bringing out another Magic. So now people are here and you're bringing out another Magic and you have this one. I'm confused. Which one should I be spending my money? I think you need to be a little bit more concise, ASICS, with the naming convention. Yeah, the other thing I'm gonna point out too is heel strikers. Just keep in mind, it's a little bit dense back there. You might find it a little unstable some of the times where I did go on my heel. Now I'm usually mid the front, I had no issues, but I always like to point out heel strikers, just keep in mind that's a lot of stack and it's pretty darn squishy, so you might find some stability. I don't think it's gonna be a crazy thing. Personally, I did not have any stability issues because again, mid, forefront, not an issue, but heel, with that huge of a stack, I always like to point that out. And honestly, folks, that's it. Really, the big one for me has to be the tongue. I wish it was a tiny bit longer because I do think the folks who do need a runner's knot might have a little bit of an issue with this one. You heard the good, you heard the bad, and now you want my verdict. Should you buy the shoe? And honestly, guys, this is an absolute buy. For $180, I think you're gonna get well over that 400-mile marker, and I think this is a shoe that's perfect for a shoe rotation. You're gonna be able to do long runs in it, speed work, and those daily miles. Again, no recovery day, but again, for 3 out of the 4 categories, I think you're gonna be perfectly happy with this. And again, for $180, I think that's a really good price for the materials you're getting, this type of foam you're getting. The only thing I would point out, some people are gonna say, like, hey, should I just buy the Magic that's cheaper right now than the SonicBlast? I think this is a superior shoe. I think this is a superior shoe. I like the Magic, don't get me wrong, but this is like 10 times better. Yes, if you wanna save the money, absolutely, you like the Magic, so yeah, go get that money, save the money. But to me personally, there is no comparison. This feels a little bit better. The materials they're using, I'm telling you, my ride, the stride, how I felt in the shoe just feels a lot better. Also, the materials they're using in the upper, really like the upper. Not just the looks, but the uppers are on my foot. Really nice, accommodated my foot. So again, for $180, I think this is a great price for a shoe that you're gonna get a ton of miles in and really enjoy them. You heard the good, you heard the bad, and you heard my verdict. Now I wanna hear from you. Have you tried the SonicBlast from ASICS? Did you like it? Did you love it? Hey, be honest with me. Did you hate it? Drop a comment down below. I'm also curious, are you a little confused by the Blast lineup? Should I do a video with ASICS to have them walk you through about what the differences are and where they belong in your rotation? Drop a comment down below. Love to hear from you. Again, this channel does not happen without y'all, so I really appreciate it. So make sure you hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. Till next time, I'll see you all out on the run. Thanks for checking out this latest review. Don't forget, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and check out some of the other rad content that I've dropped out on the channel.